All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the summer edition of our Overwatch Community Discord Community Clash. My name is Poxycaster, and I'm going to be joined here today by my fellow co-caster here, Triton. Triton, why don't you go say hi? Oh.
Whoa, Discord issues. All right. Hello. I am excited for this match. I just watched the semis with Ignited Embers. It's going to be a good one.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you are joining us here right now, we have Jackson Jaguars over in the blue team versus Ignited Embers over at the red team. So Jackson Jaguars have been our the up-and-coming team here in the summer edition of the Max 3000 SR Community Clash. They've made it all the way up to the finals, securing their position during the group stage. And Ignited Embers recently just passed through the semifinals to make it through in the losers bracket to fight Jackson Jaguars, and we are ready for a good match here in Rialto. So it seems that Jackson Jaguars are going to be ready up with a standard brawl competition here. They got Reinhardt, Zarya, Hanzo, Soldier, Lucio, and Ana, whilst the Ignited Embers are going to be running almost a mirror comp here as well, changing out for a McCree and a Bastion, and off we go. So we have Ignited Embers going hard and fast in here. We have Android V trying to take a fight here with Cheese Puffs, and it looks like Ignited Embers are in for a fight here today. What do you think, Triton?
I mean, Ignited Embers put on a really good show in the semis, but I would love to see them in the finals. Maybe it'll be a lot closer of a match.
Oh, it seems
Zack Attack goes down, though.
Yeah, it looks like Wolf already takes out Zack Attack, and Torn Fury's about to get taken down soon, but luckily they're able to keep their supports and their tank alive. Pika Bandito is going to have to play it really safe here. Ooh, he gets taken down by Butterino, and that's going to be the first team fight won by Jackson Jaguars here. 64% already.
I mean, it really snowballs into the next fight with the ult generation that happens on the side of the Jaguars. But one player I'm really interested in, he was the first pick last fight, Zack Attack. In the semifinals, he played Ana, and he honestly gave a carrying performance. I want to see if he's able to carry that on BAP in a brawl comp.
And it looks like Pumpkin's already taken out Kill Secured, and this is going to be the first fight here for Ignited Embers. They already popped out the Baptiste window for the Dragon Boost, for the damage boost, but it looks like they aren't able to convert any of the kills. There's the grab there by Jackson Jaguars. Can they get any kills? That's one, that's two. Woofle was able to take out Pika Bandito. There's the visor coming out by Woofle. Can he take out a couple? He was able to take out Zack Attack, but it looks like Ignited Embers are going to take this fight. And it looks like Ignited Embers are going to take the first point here, unless Jackson Jaguars can defend, or can they at least convert some kills? And it looks like they're able to make to the point. So that's going to be a tough fight here for Ignited Embers. Pomku just making it back from spawn. Ult advantage is with Ignited Embers right now. They have Dragon Blade, Reinhardt Shatter plus the Lucio beat, but it looks like Pika Bandito gets taken down, so Ignited Embers are gonna have to wait for this one.
And even compositionally, the way that Ignited Embers are playing doesn't really play to their favor. They have the Genji, they want to be more brawly. They're up against the Jaguars who are running Soldier Hanzo. They want the distance, and if Ignited Embers keeps giving it to him, these fights are just going to keep repeating.
So let's hope to see if the Ignited Embers can actually take these points. It looks like that's the first high noon there by Pomku. He's going to zone them out. There's the Dragon Blade. Pomku's going to take out Shadow and Bow. Torrent Fury taking out Kill Secured. That's a Lucio defensive ult that they can't use. There's the big shatter there by Android V. So it looks like Ignited Embers is going to be taking this fight. All they have to do is just convert these kills, and it's going to be the first point to Ignited Embers here on Rialto. Big pushes here. Pomku's going to take out Butterino, and that is going to be first point to Ignited Embers. These are some good picks by Ignited Embers. It looks like they have a bit more, like, even though they lose team fights, they're still able to bring it back. Even, like, I understand that they had ult advantage there in that last fight, but they refrained from popping all of them. Means that they were able to at least keep up with this, like, snowball tactics of theirs. So let's see how they're gonna do it here. Kill Secured and Cheese Puffs both have their ults, but it looks like it's gonna take a while before Butterino can get his grab. And it looks like we are underway. There's the grab there by Pika Bandito. Looks like Cheese Puff and Butterino's going to be taken down. Android V taking out 3. And that's another team fight for Ignited Embers. Ooh, this is going to be a tough fight for Jackson Jaguars.
Yeah, the ult advantage is strongly favoring Ignited Embers, and that's going to keep happening because Zack Attack, with this window, it allows his entire team to get ults back a lot quicker than the Ana can give the Jaguars.
And But it's been a while since Cheese Puffs have busted the shatter. There's the grab plus combination with the Hanzo, but that Baptiste ult by that Baptiste lamp by Zack Attack saves the entire team. You are right, Triton. It looks like Zack Attack really is the carry in this team, but it looks like they're gonna lose this fight, but not without forcing the entirety of Jackson Jaguars to wait all their ults without the conversion. That was a good invulnerability shield there by Zack Attack. It was sad that they weren't able to convert any of it, but it did force Jackson Jaguars to use Chief Swap's Earth Shatter, and looks like they might have the advantage. Oh, but Wolfle already has the Visor. Let's see if he's going to use it now. Cheese Puffs takes out Zack Attack and Pomku. Looks like United Ember is going to have to back away from this.
Yeah, and we're going to keep seeing this. Now they're actually set up. This longer range comp for the Jaguars ends up working in their favor. They still don't have the Baptiste, so they don't have the lamp or the window, but their DPS picks gives them a lot more range. You can't brawl if you're Ignited Embers.
Yeah, it seems to be that like it seems to be that the Ignited Embers can't get close enough, especially when they're going to have this especially when they're gonna have the brawl composition. But it looks like they're gonna try and take the fight straight for the Jackson Jaguars. They're going all the way up here in the upper house. It looks like Cheese Puff's gonna be the first one. He nearly gets knocked down. There's the shatter. There's the Dragon Blade by Turtle. Looks like it isolates them because of the Mei wall, but he was able to take out Cheese Puffs. That's one down for Ignite. That's one down for Jackson Jaguars. Can they make it a second? There's the Nano Bulls. Looks like Wolfle's gonna pop the Visor. He might take out Pika Bandito. Gets saved. Pika Bandito actually doesn't take down, and Pika Bandito takes out Wolfle. Ignited Embers are able to take it back from the brink. There's the last minute grab there by Butterino. See if he can save it, but looks like Ignited Embers are out there for the kill. Cheese Puffs gets his shatter blocked by Android V, and this is going Ignited Embers' way. I can't believe these fights. It looks like there are times in which Jackson Jaguars are supposed to win it, but Ignited Embers just takes it back. And that's going to be second point.
Just cleaner. It's the little things for Ignited Embers on this first point. Just even from the flex heal spot, you can see whenever you hit a grab, you have to hit a nade if you have an on. Whenever you go for a nanovisor, you have to get picks, and those just aren't coming through. Every shatter for Ignited Embers has landed, guaranteed a kill.
And it's also been surprising that Android V has blocked about just blocked shatters from Cheese Puffs, whilst giving 2 shatters just on the upper air house and on the point alone. The problem with Jackson Jaguars, they're giving Ignited Embers too much space. They're giving it too much ult charge. There's one shatter block finally by Cheese Puffs. Kill Secure takes out Android V, and it looks like Ignited Embers are going to have to back out from this. Butterino killing Torrent Fury. Cheese Puffs taking out Zack Attack, and Butterino's going to take out Pika Bandito. This is all for Jackson Jaguars to win. They have the ult advantage. They have the positioning. So let's see how they're going to go in these next 2 team fights. What seems to be the win condition here for Ignited Embers? Like, normally you'd be able to see just wait for Turtles to build the Dragon Blade, but it looks like it seems to be here. It seems to be for Ignited Embers. It's all on like either Zack Attack or Android just blocking one of the ults and then them going in. There's the Bob by Pomku. There's the.
Well, yeah, here's.
Okay, go ahead.
The thing is, you ult to build tempo, so you only have a minute left. You use your Bob to gain tempo, but geez, that tire just rips the enemy team apart.
Yeah, that was.
Third point is.
Yeah, they're gonna pay for that one. Actually, Trident, that was bad. Oof. With 30 seconds to go, I don't like. They're gonna have to get. This Dragon Blade is gonna have to convert a lot if they want to make some use into this push. I think that this might be it for Ignited Embers based on the ult advantage alone.
Yeah, ultimately, if I'm a coach and I'm coaching Ignited Embers doing a VOD review, 100% that push was an eco push. You were down on ults and they had big defensive ults. You could have gotten Grav, Dragon Blade and still had your window to build other ults with it.
Oh, it looks like it. They're busting out every single ult here. They're busting out Blizzard, Grav. There's the Dragon Blade by Turtle, but Cheese Puff's going to take out the entire team by being nanoed, and that's going to be the push for Ignited Embers. That was a good first start for Ignited Embers, but it looks like Jackson Jaguars woken up a little bit at the end there. That was some good concentrated pushes. They were about to get snowballed a little bit, especially after those ults being denied, but looks like Jackson Jaguars isn't going to be out just yet, and that's going to be 2-0 Jackson Jaguars advantage.
I mean, it was definitely a compositional change. So whenever you got to around third point, Jacksonville Jaguars chose to go for the Junkrat Mei, and not only does that give you a zoning ult with the Mei, but that's a lot of area damage, and it's really hard to push into those heroes, especially if you're something like a Genji, which was the win con for Ignited Embers here.
And it's also difficult to fight that Junkrat, especially if you're running a brawl comp like how Ignited Embers were doing during the first round. They knew that they had the Zarya and the Reinhardt, but that Junkrat, especially with those tires, were just eliminating was already just getting those picks, especially over at the third point. They could have pushed it if they had if they were able to at least secure some ults, but just like you saw it, that was on that last push there. That should have been an eco push. They should have waited. They should have been patient, waited for the pick, and they should have at least gained some ult, and then they would have been able to push. But Jaguars, they're able to hold all their ults and use it when it meant the most. I mean, it still was a 2-0. So let's see if Ignited Embers can do a full ult here. They're going to be running double shield with the Orisa Sigma, which is good point. This is a owl meta that we're seeing here with Zac attack on the Zenyatta. That's something that we don't normally see. Usually you would either switch to a I believe if you're playing Baptiste, you normally switch to Moira or Mercy. I can't remember when you're doing double shield.
You always want to Brig with it,
yeah,
but
Brig,
here's the thing. The reason you want Brig is to counter Genji, and that's something that the Jags haven't shown, even though it's so pervasive. So they're taking a gamble and saying, you're not going to play Genji, our Zen's going to get free damage and picks.
Alright, so let's see how they're going to do. Pomku already taking out Cheese Puff. That's already a good hit start for the Ignited Embers. Turtle's taking out Waffle. Looks like that Hanzo's not able to get any picks. They're going to have to back out here, see if they can change tactic, but it doesn't seem to be working for them. I mean, there are some good ults that have been gained here, but not enough. It looks like Ignited Embers do have the momentum. I mean, Ignited Embers is just playing clean Overwatch. They're doing the meta. They know that they don't have to face the Genji. Butterino taking out Torrent Fury. Turtle's taking out Drunk Bunny, and it looks like Jaguars have the advantage. Let's see how they're gonna go here. Waffle's gonna take out Turtles. Oh, sorry, Xiaolong Bao's gonna take out Turtles. That's gonna be Jaguars' first point.
And that was honestly, that was the Jags playing their composition to a T. They had the Lucio, they had the speed boost, and they engaged before Embers were even ready to defend. And that's what caught them off guard and allowed them to get that win versus double shield.
It seems to me that the double shield is working, but not in the way that Ignited Embers are expected. Like, they're able to deal the damage, they're able to pressure them, but they aren't able to get the picks. Like right now, you see Android V was able to push the entirety of Jaguars out, but they're still not getting the pick they need. Oh, I stand corrected. They get 2 on that Dragon Boost, but they had to use the Bob on that. I wonder if that was needed. They used 2 ults there, but they do have 3 in reserve. Waffle still has the Waffle, Xiaolong Bao, and Drunk Bunny still have their ults. So, and Shatter's about to come up for Cheese Puffs. So maybe Jaguars gonna win on this next push. I mean, if I were Xiaolong Bao, I'd just drop beat right now just to push it, but that would be a waste of ults. They could just do this. They could just do this on a dry push, honestly, and that's it. There was even no contesting from Ignited Ember. They decided to just back out. Pika Bandito taking out Xiaolong Bao, Pomku taking out Cheese Puffs, but Ignited Embers are just giving free space for Jaguars here. Turtles with the Dragon Blade. We're just waiting for him to bust it out here. He can easily take a 3K, depending on how his team can work it out. So let's see how it goes.
It's about the beat. The beat could really save you from something like a Genji Blade, but that's why you have the Sigma there.
There's the Sigma Flux. Let's see
Baited beat, here comes the Blade.
Exactly. It looks like the beat's gonna. There's the Shatter here. It looks like it wasn't able to get anyone. Killsecure takes out Torrent Free and Pika Bandito by Waffle, and it's going to be Ignited Embers on the backboard. I haven't even seen the Transcendence pop out yet. He could have used it anytime soon to save his team, but that's another point by Jaguars. Ignited Embers are having a hard time trying to fight this back.
The steamroll goes both ways. It's as simple as that. Ignited Embers are playing the characters of a double shield comp, but they're not playing in the way they need to. Yeah, they're not taking off angles.
Exactly, and there's going to be Killsecure taking out, just taking out Tornfew there, but he was able to, if his other team members weren't able to take him out, he would have gotten 3 on that grab, and that's the push for Jaguars. I agree with you, Triton. They are playing that double shield, but they're just not playing the tactics. I haven't even seen Turtles bust out that Dragon Blade yet. He could have busted that out anytime soon. Zac attacks holding that Transcendence for quite a long time. They need to know that there are just sometimes in which saving the ults isn't just worth it, and they need to use the ults to at least initiate a team fight. There's the High Noon there by Waffle. There's the Transcendence and the Bastion and the Baptiste Lab. I think that was unwise having two invulnerability skills being used there, but it may have stalled him out. But Butterina Cheese Puff's gonna kill it, and that's gonna be first point for Rialto there for Jackson Jaguars.
Man, that was just a classic. Whenever you take a composition, you can write it up on paper and tell your people the perfect way to play it, but that doesn't transition to a win. How you get the wins is putting people on roles they're comfortable with, and that's clearly what the Jaguars were doing.
And
they didn't care about meta.
This is the final push there by the Ignited Embers when they lost that team fight on the eco push, and that was exactly the thing. Jackson Jaguars busted out 5 volts with 3 seconds to go. Ignited Embers knew that they weren't going to win that fight, so it looks like the first round here in Rialto is going to be going to Jackson Jaguars. Let's see how this best of 5 finals are going to go. I mean, it looks like Ignited Embers have the skill to bring it up, but do they have it? Do they have what it takes to finish it?
I mean, that's really the question, and we haven't seen enough out of them. We haven't seen enough looks. Clearly the double shield didn't work for them. I would like for them to transition to something they're more comfortable with as opposed to trying to play the meta, because metas are designed to be played against themselves for the most part. They counter the meta before them, and they counter the meta that they establish. So whenever you see something off meta, it can often be a counter to what is meta right now. And I think that's kind of what Jags ran into, or Embers ran into there.
All right, so let's see how it's going to go here on the next map. So the next map's going to be King of the Hill. So we're going to have, it's right now we got Ignite Embers first picking on which map they ban. So they're banning Oasis, leaving Nepal and Busan to be our next pick. So let's see how Jackson Jaguars are going to pick here. And that will be the map that we're going to be going into. But I mean, based on the semifinals alone, and I think we might have a close final. I'm really hoping for a close final here. The last couple community clashes have been quite quick, and I'm hoping that maybe we might be able to bring this to map 5. It looks like Busan got banned, so we are heading to Nepal for our second map here in the community clash summer clash finals. We have Jackson Jaguars versus Ignited Embers.
I mean, and it's two styles that really makes you think that this is going to be a close match. Jackson Jaguars clearly has all their eggs in the DPS basket. If their DPS don't get picks, the fight isn't going to go their way. Whereas Ignited Embers have a lot more rounded of approach. Android blocking shatters, hitting shatters, Zac attack with the lamp. Like, the whole team is working together, but sometimes you just can't stop a DPS who's on fire. It's that simple.
That's true, and I feel like it's going to be the distinguishing factor here for both teams is going to be which DPS. I think it's Woofle and Turtles, which are main DPS for both teams, that is going to stand out. So we have to see here. I mean, it's been I haven't seen any standout play. I mean, besides Zac attack and Android V blocking, like maybe 2 or 3 ults in such a short period of time, I haven't actually seen the standout plays yet. But maybe we'll see it here in Nepal. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to see a little bit more superstar plays by some of the players here. But I believe that, at least for Jackson Jaguars, I think that Woofle's going to be a standout there. But he's been playing Soldier, which is quite weird in this meta. So, we have Woofle and kill secured on. It looks like Jackson Jaguars going to go full in Brawl comp. And Ignited Ember still sticking with that double shield with Turtles on the Junkrat. So let's see how that's going to go.
Like, the Jaguars have even transitioned into a dive, which I think will work as a pretty good counter, because Zac attack and Ignited Embers has been hesitant to play the break, which is how you counter dive. Now they're on dive, we'll see a lot more uneven of a matchup, and we'll see a lot of boops on this map.
Yeah, it's going to be scary as well. Zac attack on that Zenyatta against a dive map, he's going to be the first to go if anything's going to happen. Let's hope that Torn Fury can at least save them with all. Xiaolong Bar already trying to get some early boops there. Already taking out Zac attack. That's the first to go. Torn Fury being the second. Jackson Jaguars already taking out the entirety of Ignited Embers supports just in one fight, and that's 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and that's the first win for Jackson Jaguars. I have the point. Dive really works well. Like, this is just standard rock, paper, scissors based on composition alone. Let's see how Ignited Embers is going to respond to this.
I mean, yeah, we saw the swaps. There's a Kree, there's a Brick, there's a Moira. This is a lot harder to dive. It's just a question of pace now. Can Ignited Embers get the pace to start the fight or not? Let's see.
Now, it seems to be that they might be relying on Turtles to get that tire to be the win condition here, at least for the fight. Because it doesn't seem like this team is going to stack up. It's going to stick together for a nice shatter by Android. So let's hope that it's going to work out. They already did a pretty fight here. Badarino taking out Pomku. Looks like that McCree's not working out. Kill Secure takes out Turtles. And that's going to be another team fight loss for Ignited Embers. This is going to be a really hard fight to win with that dive comp. It seems to be, I think the only way to answer this back would be dive for dive meta. But they're still sticking with the brawl comp. Pomku being taken out early didn't bode well for Ignited Embers. Like, they need to get that damage up. They need to play a little bit slower. They need to play the angles a little bit more if they want to fight this. Or at least just wait until they get a pick before they even want to push up. Let's see how it's going to go. It looks like they're going to take it up a lot more slower on this fight. I think they're going to try and go for the drop here. Yep, that's right. They're going to go for a drop, take it in with the cubby. That way they don't get booped out in case they go for the push. They're going to keep the Sigma over there. Just going to solo fight that Lucio. That's Woofle on the Dragon Blade. Going to take out Pomku. Already takes out Torrent Fury. And Jackson Jaguars is just going to take this fight all the way. That's an easy first map win here by Jackson Jaguars. Android V just tries to charge Woofle just to at least stop him from getting more kills. But that's going to be first point at least for Jackson Jaguars, unless Ignited Embers can secure at least some conversions here. They have 3 ults ready to pop. They have a Shatter, they have a Sigma Flux, but it looks like Cheese Puffs already takes out Turtles. That's 1 DPS down. They're gonna have to touch point if they want to go. Torrent Fury is already there. The Coalescence gets popped. Kill Secure, trying to take out Android 5, but it looks like it's going to happen. There's the Flux combined with the Shatter, but the beat there by Xiaolong Bao saves it, and it's going to be an easy first point here for Jackson Jaguars. Overtime taken down. Looks like, unless Turtles can get a ult here from all the way from spawn, but he gets taken out, and that's going to be first point. Looks like Ignited Embers are going to have a hard time here trying to gain that momentum. They lost it there with the composition. Like, they knew that they should have switched out fast because they lost based on that momentum.
Yeah, and they switched almost immediately, but still the fight was being brought to them. The other team was on dive and trying to herd them into a box, and Sanctum is really good for that. There are a lot of small places like that chimney where you saw they kept dropping, and even spawn is just a box where you can get multiple angles of spam. It's really hard to gain momentum against dive there.
All right, it's all down to this. This might already go to a quick 2-0, or we could go for a third point here in Nepal. Let's see how both teams are going to go here on this map on point 2 here in Nepal. And it's going to be a fast... Looks like Ignited Ember is going to still stick to that brawl comp, and Jackson Jaguar is going to go straight for the dive comp, going with kill secured on the... on the Torbjorn. Maybe those turret plays are gonna whoop, but it looks like Woofle, Cheese Puffs, and Kill Secured are already gonna take out 3 from Ignited Embers. Android V is gonna go down with a wild charge there, and that's Kill Secured taking out Android V. Jackson Jaguars, first team kill by the Jackson Jaguars, and it looks like Pika Bandito is gonna run back to base. It is not working for Ignited Embers, and it looks like they know about it. They are switching to a semi-dive. They are switching to the dive comp already. Looks like they're gonna try to counter dive with dive. Let's see how it's gonna work out. Brawl hasn't worked. Double shields hasn't worked. Maybe dive's gonna work in their favor.
Big brain play by Zack Attack. It doesn't matter who does it, but someone has to take out that Torb turret before the fight starts.
And it's always the Torb turret. I'm sure over at Team Comms they're just shouting out to take out the Torb turret just so that it doesn't affect them during the team fight. There's the first dive there by Android V. Let's see how he's going to respond. Woofle about to get taken down. He gets antied. It's a Genji v Genji fight there, but it looks like Woofle was able to stay alive even if he got antied. Zack Attack about to get cornered here. He gets taken down by Cheese Puffs. They need to deal with that ball. I believe that Cheese Puff is just taking away too much. It's just being given too much space and just being allowed to pressure Ignited Embers, because even just with Cheese Puffs alone, it's already taking away aggro from the healers over at Jackson Jaguars, allowing Ignited Embers not to focus on anyone. Like, they need to pressure that ball. They need to at least find a way to stun him or focus him down before they can continue to fight. And let's see how it's gonna go here. Ult advantage is with the Jackson Jaguars. Xiaolong Bao with the defensive beat, Waffle with the Dragon Blade. So a combination of beat blade here is going to be the defining factor for a team fight win here for Jackson Jaguars. Let's see how they're gonna go. Android V nearly getting taken down just from Waffle alone on free ult charge. If Waffle didn't even have that blade, no one was even pressuring that Genji. There's the push, not a coordinated push. There's the push there by Waffle, taking out 2 on the blade, gonna take out the 3rd there. Shallow Boy taking out Zack Attack. Waffle taking out Pika Bandito on the Gremlin Diva, and that's just gonna be another team fight for Jackson Jaguars. Android V trying to just stall out point on the overtime, but it's not gonna work together. It's not gonna work here with almost 5 Jackson Jaguars just focusing on him. He's gonna get taken down here. Waffle taking out Torrent Fury. And that's going to be a quick 2-0 for Jackson Jaguars there. Last minute switch by Pika Bandito to the ball. Try and like secure a win. Maybe secure an overtime push. But that's going to go to the Jackson Jaguars. And that's map 2. On this 5-map match in these Community Clash Summer Finals. Congratulations to Jackson Jaguars. That's another win. Can they make it into a 3rd, or can Ignited Embers push it back here from the brink? Here's a beautiful blade by Waffle. He's gonna take out Trills and Torrent Fury in just one go with a dash reset. Takes out Pika Bandito as the Diva gets demeched. And that's 2-0 for Jackson Jaguars. Ignited Embers are gonna have to figure out a way to counter that dive composition, because it seems to be the defining factor for this fight.
Absolutely, they just don't have answers, right? So their first answer is they rolled out on double shield, but they had a lot of diveable targets and they didn't have pace. They got engaged on first by the dive, they couldn't do anything. Then whenever it switched over to the divey dive on the second map, we had an issue of, for one, just defender's advantage. You can set up and get to pick where the fight kind of takes place. But on the other hand, it was impossible to dive the Jaguars. They had Moira, Torb, Lucio, Monkey, Ball, and I can't remember the last one, but it was in Genji, I think it was.
Yeah, it was Genji.
And
that was Waffle on Genji.
There's no one to dive. Who do you even think about diving?
Exactly. It's like you can't, like, everyone was just so spread out. Like, even if Android V was able to get like a shatter out, or even just like, even with the Monkey, it's just he was using most of it as just a way to stall out the point. But they have to counter that dive composition, which actually might work, because I believe the next map is going to be a hybrid map. Now, normally it's going to be a combination between King's Row. It's going to be a combination of Eigenwald, Hollywood, or Numbani. Huh? Looks like they swapped out King's Row for this Community Clash. So yes, it's going to be a hybrid map. So normally dive composition doesn't work well depending on what they pick, but it looks like Hollywood's going to come up, and that's pretty good for a dive comp, and that's going to be good for a dive comp, at least for first point. I don't know how well that's going to work for the payload portion of the map.
Oh man, if I'm the Jaguars right now, I'm wringing my hands together like a Disney villain. This map was tailor-made for dive second point. First point is really strong, you can engage and defend well on dive, but second point has so much verticality and so much space you can use to build your dive. You build those ults and let it just snowball you into third point. It's going to be scary for Ignited.
It really is going to be scary for Ignited. But you know what's really interesting? That both teams don't, like, not, if you can correct me, but like it seems to be that both teams don't have aim dependent heroes. Like there's no superstar aim heroes that's been coming out yet. Like we haven't seen the Widow pop off because they haven't played Widow in the last 2 maps, but like there's no Widow popping off, there's no Hanzo popping off. So it's surprising that they're relying a lot more on the abilities rather than the raw mechanical aim to win these fights. So that really plays well to like the chemistry for at least both teams in this case, because I would be surprised like if Jackson Jaguars or even Ignited Embers were just winning team fights based on like a Widow or based on like a Hanzo. But it seems to be that they're winning it just on stalling out the point, playing the tactics and everything well. So let's see how they're going to go here. No Widow play still.
I mean, this is where the caster curse gets real. First map, I said all the Jaguars had were DPS because they ran the Hanzo and Soldier to play for picks. And then immediately they went dive and their tank started carrying. Clearly, like, it's not an issue of roster depth for the Jaguars.
It took them at least a map just to figure out what Ignited Embers plays, and then just like a calculator, just like bust out the equation, and this is how they're gonna beat them. I mean, we'll see how Ignited Embers is going to at least Ignited Embers are going to at least try to outplay the Jackson Jaguars. It looks like they're trying to do it right now. They're going to go for a dive versus a brawl comp, but kill secured with the cheese meta, they're gonna try and work that Bastion in. They know that the Ignited Embers might actually go for a dive meta here, so they're gonna try and play the Bastion, see if they can use it here. They're gonna go for the high ground already. I'm trying to see if... ooh, but he gets slept by the Ana. Nice pick there by Zakatak, but it looks like they're still not pushing in. No picks yet. It's been almost about 30 seconds, 40 seconds in on this game, and no picks have happened yet. So this is just all poking damage. It's surprising. They both played in choke and out of choke without a single pick. So let's see how they're gonna play. It looks like both teams are quite scared, they're quite undecisive. They don't know when to come in. They don't know when. There's the dive here. Let's see how it's gonna go. Pumpku gets slept at 1, gets taken out. Beautiful sleep. Cheese Puff's gonna go take out Pumpku. Turtle, Waffle takes out Turtles, and it looks like Ignited Embers are gonna have a good defense here. And that's that was a good pick there by Waffle. He's gonna take out Zakatak next. And yeah, that's gonna be a Jackson Jaguars win. Jackson Jaguars win on that team fight. I don't know what Pumpku's trying to do. He's maybe gonna try and take a pick, but he has to back out or else he's gonna get staggered. That Tracer's not doing very well. Yeah, they're gonna have to switch out to a bit more they're gonna have to a bit more of how do I say this? A bit more of a pressure, like a DPS that can cause a little bit more pressure on that back line, because that Tracer's not working well.
Absolutely, and he switches to the Kree to try and counter the Pharah, because that's your main concern. Whenever you were on the Pharah yourself, the Bastion wasn't a problem. You could just poke him from range, but that Pharah is your issue.
Alright, they're still trying to... Ooh, beautiful pick there by Pomku to take out Waffle. That means that they've denied the Pharah. This is a good push here by Ignited Embers. They have the 1 pick advantage. There's the Diva Bomb. They're going to try and combine it, but they're going to... That was a lucky play there, but it looks like that was just... That was just gonna get denied by the grab by Butterino. Oh, that was been a good play. The Diva by Pika Bandito was able to stall out the point just from that shatter, but it looks like Jackson Jaguars gonna have to blow another ult. That was an interesting push there. I thought Ignited Embers was gonna win that.
God, and if you're Enders, you're just kicking yourself in the back right now. The ult economy isn't in your favor. You've lost momentum. You have to pull something out of the bag quickly.
Yeah, it looks like Xiaolong Bao and Drunk Bunny both have their ults, and that's going to be hard to push on a 1 with 1 minute left. All they have to do is just nano either the Reinhardt, or they just nano Cheese Puffs alone. Doesn't need to. Torrent Fury gets taken out by Cheese Puffs. Butterino going to D-Mac Pika Bandito and just stagger. It looks like they're going to try and give their best just to get back on point. Now, it's all up to Jackson Jaguars. If they get a pick here, if they get picked out here, this is going to be dangerous, because 37 seconds is still enough for a coordinated push, but Xiaolong Bao was able to take out Zakatak. Ignited Ember is not even going to make it to a first take, much less a first point, with the way they're playing here in Hollywood. Let's see what Android V is going to do here. He's going to try and flank, or even just try to backcap as the... try to backcap as the Haddon, but it looks like that's not going to work out. Wolf taking out Torrent Fury. Jackson Jaguars is just going to pick up, is just going to take these plays all day. Wolf taking out 2. It really is going to be a hard... Yeah, Ignited Embers is going to have a difficult time trying to counter this. Like, that's going to be a full hold in their case. And Wolf will already have the ult. All he has to do is just pop it here. There's the beat. Last minute beat takes out Torrent Fury. Another one with the anti takes out Android V. And that's an easy 1-2-3 for Jackson Jaguars.
I mean, this map was very telling. The other maps, they were back and forth enough. It seemed like they didn't really have an answer to dive, but that's not always possible to do, and eventually they'd figure it out. But one of the things whenever you're building a team is there are a couple of checks you have to do. Can your team counter a Pharah, and can your team counter a Bastion? If they can't do either of those, you don't have the coordination you need to really call yourself an organized team. And it seems like Ignited Embers had problems with both of those threats that were presented by the Jags.
I mean, that's the basics of. I mean, that's the basics of just competition play. I mean, just basically on competitive. If you're a good enough team just to like counter a cheese Bastion, that means that you've taken the first step to pro Overwatch play. And I believe that Ignited Embers needs to bring out an aimer. Like, they need a Widowmaker. They need someone that can take those long-range picks without being pressured, because there's nothing pressuring the back line of the Jackson Jaguars. Like, they're able to take those picks any day because there's nothing pressuring those DPSs. Like, no one is pressuring Waffle on the Pharah. whilst he was being pocketed on the Pharaoh Mercy. No one was pressuring kills secured on the Bastion. It's just like there needs to be a long range, like mechanically heavy DPS player that they can do just to pressure the back line, or they need to start coordinating those dive pushes a lot more, because there doesn't seem to be a win condition that you can build for Ignited Embers that would be able to counter this Jackson Jaguar push. And we're gonna see this right now. Killsecure is gonna do the teleport up onto the high ground, see if they're gonna just bypass the choke point right here. There, that's the first push. They're gonna go straight towards the choke, and they're gonna ignore the advantage that Ignited Embers has been trying to build. Pomku already taking out Waffle. That is an advantage that Ignited Embers have right now. That's one DPS down. All they have to do is take out another. Now they need to keep this pressure up. Android V takes out Kill Secure. That's 2 DPSs down. This is all for Ignited Embers to win. Let's see how they're gonna do. There's an anti there by Drunk Bunny that was able to take out 2. It looks like that was able to affect the Ignited Embers. Android V taking out Xiaolong Boy, but Cheese Puffs taking... There's the Shatter by Cheese Puffs, taking out 3, and that's just a push there by Jackson Jaguars that should not have happened. And it looks like they're gonna just take first point. Waffle taking out Pika Bandito, and that's the game.
Man, that was all about risk reward. Ignited Embers knew they needed to drain time by getting stagger kills. They went aggressive to try and get them, ended up overextending. The purple led to just the snowball that was that last point.
That was an interesting play right there. They had the DPS picks. Waffle was taken down. Waffle was taken down. Kill Secured was taken down, and yet somehow they couldn't output enough DPS damage to take out the tanks, and that's what just led them to and that they couldn't stagger it out. And that's just, I mean, that's just Overwatch. I don't know how else to play, and that's 3-0 for Ignited Embers. They are, I believe... Sorry, that's 3-0 for Jackson Jaguars. Thanks very much, Triton. So,
no worries.
I believe they're one more away from taking the win just from right here. Or no, I believe that's it.
Best of 5, they have it. That's the series.
Yeah, best of 5, they have it. Jackson Jaguars wins, and that's the first, and that's the quick 3-0. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, from watching the 3KSR Community Clash. We'll be back later for the 4KSR Community Clash Finals over at I believe it's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern Seaboard at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard. And Triton, I believe you're going to be joining me again for the Pacific Standard game. So that's the game. So thank you very much for watching, and congratulations to Jackson Jaguars. You guys are going to be the 3KSR winners. You guys are going to gain a prize of $30 that's going to be raffled among your 6 players. You guys are going to receive some loot boxes, and of course you're going to get the coveted Discord role over at the Overwatch Community Discord. So to everyone watching, thank you very much. Stick around. In about maybe 45 minutes or so, we're going to bring you the finals of the NA Summer Clash finals for the 4KSR, and hopefully those games are going to bring it. We're going to bring that to match 5. Triton, thanks very much for the cast. We'll see you in about 45 minutes, and hopefully we'll have we'll have some nice games then. So I mean, just like before we just head off, I mean, that was a match. I believe that was something. That was something.
You could certainly say that. I mean, there was a lot of potential in Ignited Embers. They had a lot of their pieces clicked earlier, but once Jaguars started getting into a rhythm, you could see everything started clicking together. The way they were playing just ended up being more cohesive than Ignited Embers.
Yeah, I guess like if Ignited Embers played like the first 2 match, like the first 2 the 2 points they had over at Rialto, that would have been good, because I feel like Jackson Jaguars just couldn't find out. But I guess if you can't flex with the competition with the compositions, then it's gonna be hard to find. Like once your number's taken, that's it. Like once they find out that they can counter you, like that's the game, that's the ball game. So we'll see how it is over at the 4KSR, and we'll be bringing you guys those matches in about 45 minutes to an hour's time. So stick around, wait for the ping over at the Overwatch Community Discord server. And again, congratulations to Jackson Jaguars for first place. Ignited Embers, congratulations for the second place. Hopefully we'll see you guys in the future community clashes. Poxy, This is Triton, and we'll be... Yeah, sorry. Triton, go ahead.
Triton.
And yeah, we'll be signing off.